Hey guys, Ted Marine here, another video today doing the Q&A video that I asked for questions for a little while ago. So yeah, let's fucking do this thing. You guys had some good questions, the majority of which are actually relatively original, so let's fucking do this thing. How much did I get paid when I was in the Marine Corps? I mean, it depends. It's not determined by your MOS. It's determined by your pay grade, so your rank. And I mean, if you're a PFC or a private, you make fucking jack shit. Like, you make like $500-600 every 2 weeks, which may be a lot to you guys right now if if you've never worked and you maybe get an allowance or something. $500-600 is a decent amount, but for anyone who's actually trying to raise a family or trying to just pay normal bills, that's not a ton. As a sergeant here in the States, I was making about $900, I believe, every 2 weeks, and I was single, so I wasn't married, wasn't getting the extra pay you get for being married. When you go to a hostile country, if you deploy, say, to Afghanistan, you'll get combat pay, you'll get overseas pay, you'll get hazardous duty pay, you get a whole bunch of other fucking paid bumps. Where I was making, when I was in Iraq, I was a corporal, which is about $700-800, and I was about double that in country. So I mean, when you're deployed, you make some nice money. You definitely make some nice money. I use it to pay down my truck a whole lot. I paid off my truck in like 2.5-3 years, something like that. So I put a shit ton of money towards my truck when I was deployed. How do I feel about rolled sleeves? I fucking love rolled sleeves. I think they look good. I think they set Marines apart, because Marine Corps is the only branch that does that. And there isn't a person I know who's not happy about it. I do plan on doing the rolled sleeves video, or how to roll your sleeves. I just need to find a time when the wife and I'll need to have her record while I do it, without the boys around, because our two little boys will come in and jump all over my uniform and just fuck up me rolling the sleeves. So once I find time for that, I will get that out to you guys, I promise. Oh, I was fucking looking at the wrong post. So just enlisting at an older age, what's the limit? I want to say the limit is 28. I want to say it's 28, but it may be 29. So you'll have to hit up a recruiter to find out for sure. People ask, should I join when I'm older? Are things going to be tough for me? Stuff like that. Well, one, joining the Marine Corps is going to be tough for anybody. There's no way around that. But doing stuff, joining the Marine Corps, say when you're 26, 27 versus when you're 18, in my opinion, yes, it'll be more difficult. It'll be more difficult physically. Because I know as I get older, it's more difficult for me to, one, find the motivation to work out, and then two, I just hurt a lot more than I did when I was 18. I can go run, 4 or 5 miles when I was 18 and be tired at the end of it, don't get me wrong, but the next day I'd be fine. No big deal. But now the next day I'm fucking rolling out of bed, I can barely move. And so, I mean, you're going to have to deal with that if you join when you're older. You're going to have to deal with, some people have a hard time taking orders from people that are younger than them. So if you're 27, and you join the Marine Corps, chances are your corporals and sergeants are going to be 20, 21 years old. And they're going to tell you what to do. They're going to yell at you. They're going to fucking punish you. They're going to make you clean shit. They're going to make you pick up garbage. They're going to make you pick up cigarette butts. All that sort of shit. And a lot of people have a hard time dealing with that. And if that applies to you, well, suck it the fuck up, because those guys have earned that rank. They've earned everything they have, and that's not to say that you won't earn it either, but you need to give them the respect that they have earned. So just be aware of that. If that's an issue with you guys, then just get over it. MARSOC is pretty much the Special Forces of the Marine Corps. Let me explain what MARSOC is and why it's different from the Special Forces. It really is the Special Forces for the Marine Corps. Every branch kind of has their own version of this. The Army, has like the Rangers, and then they have like Night Stalkers. The Marine Corps has MARSOC and then Recon, but I heard Recon's going away. It's going to kind of get enveloped into MARSOC. So eventually, it's my understanding that MARSOC will be everything. We'll cover all those bases. The Navy obviously has the SEALs. The Air Force has the what are they called? They called like the parajumpers. They're the fucking hardcore dudes that go in and get pilots and stuff out. That have crash landed, had to eject, whatever. And those dudes are legit. They're some of the baddest dudes out there. It's like, yeah, I know they're in the Air Force, but they'll fucking punch you in the throat, kick you in the nuts, and fucking push you to the side if you fucking look at them wrong. So those guys, don't make fun of those dudes. But MARSOC is basically the special forces. They're the guys that go in and do a lot of the dirty work that other units just, not that they can't do it, but they can do it with less guys. So a MARSOC team may only rely on 4 or 5 dudes when you may need a platoon of other Marines to get the same sort of job done. But they get in. It's really tough to describe everything they do because they do cover such a wide range. They can go out and observe the enemy. They can snipe, take out some bad guys with their sniper rifles. They can fucking do close quarter work. If they need to rescue certain hostages, go in and take out a particular dude. Whatever the case, these guys can do it. And they're tough dudes, and they definitely earn everything that they have. That's for sure. Let's see. Is it hard to learn how to roll your sleeves? Not really. Knowing how to roll your sleeves is easy. Knowing how to do it well can be difficult. Because you want your sleeves to be fucking tight and flat and fucking looking good. And hopefully when I roll the sleeves, I'll be able to make it actually look decent. But you want them to be fucking tight to where your fucking arms feel like they're going to explode. You want to get them just tight enough where they feel like that, but you're not actually cutting off circulation. It just takes practice is really all it does. So, I mean, if you guys get a cami, if you have a cami blouse, it doesn't need to be the digital ones that I have and that Marines now use. It can be one of the old school ones with really like the older cami style, or camo style, I should say. And once I post that video, just practice over and over, and eventually you'll learn what works for your arms. Because what will work for my arm may not work for you if you're a lot skinnier than me, or if you just have if you're just ripped, have huge arms, then what I use may not work for you either. So you'll learn kind of what works for you and what doesn't, and then you'll be golden from there. What was MLS school like? It was fucking freezing. It was so cold. I got there when did I get there? I want to say the beginning of November of 2005, maybe the end of October. I really don't remember. And I was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, which is where all artillery fucking goes. Artillery for training, for the training on the school. For the Marine Corps at least, and I believe all the Army sends their guys there too. And it was so fucking cold. Oklahoma gets cold as shit. Cold as shit. It really wasn't horrible. I heard now that they have individual rooms, or like rooms where you share with a buddy. When I was there, we lived in squad bays. So you're in a room filled with fucking 40, 50 other people, and there's no privacy. There's not. But it really wasn't horrible. You're only going to be there for a month or two, as long as you don't fuck up and fail. And really all you do 5 days a week is you get up, you go work out, you go to breakfast, and then you go to the classroom, which they've shoved us in these little fucking cattle cars. If you know what a cattle car is, it's like a trailer that you attach to a truck that they shove fucking cows into. And they literally would pack us in there and drive us around the base. And I'm not even lying to you guys. And we would get to the schoolhouse. We would fucking learn about artillery, and then you go back at the end of the day and fucking chill. And on the weekends, if you pass all your tests and you do well, at least when I was there, you can do whatever you want on the weekends if you're not on duty for the firewatch. If you're not on firewatch for the barracks, if you do fuck up, if you do fail a test or something, during the weekends they have you go and do like extra study time where you gotta march down there, which it's like a fucking, I don't know, I think they moved the barracks, but it was a good couple miles that you had to go if marching that these guys had to do in your camis down to the schoolhouse, stay there all day, and then march back. So that was, I never had to do it because I didn't want to, so I fucking passed all my tests. And so yeah, I mean, it really wasn't too bad, to be completely honest. On the weekends, you know, you can go out in town, and I went down into Lawton, Oklahoma, and in my opinion, it's kind of a dirty town, but most military towns are usually. But you know, we go to the mall and stare at all the hot chicks and stuff that worked at like the Buckle and stuff. But otherwise, there really isn't a whole ton to do there. And then we would just fucking hang out, pull pranks on each other, and then I graduated. So win-win. Let's see here. Why is going on Air Force bases on deployments is equivalent to going to Disneyland and Disney World? Because Air Force bases are fucking nice as shit. All of them. Every single one. I went to the Air Force base, I want to say it was Kadena, in Okinawa, and that place was so nice. It's just gorgeous. And like their chow halls, oh man, their chow halls are fucking amazing. Like they literally have people that'll take your trays for you. And like in the Marine Corps, you gotta pick that shit up and put it away yourself. In the Air Force, they do that shit for you. They just have, it's just so nice. It really is. If you ever have a chance to go to an Air Force base, fucking do it. Definitely do it. What are the classes like in boot camp? It depends. If your drill instructors are giving the classes, they usually have you just sit down on the floor in front of them, and then they go over whatever they want to talk about. But if you, otherwise, they'll have you in like a big auditorium, and you sit in there while the instructor, which is a drill instructor usually, will go over whatever they want to talk about. And just be careful not to fall asleep because you'll hate your life if you fall asleep. What are they like in your MO school? For artillery, it's a lot of classroom stuff where you learn about the howitzers. They go over the parts. You learn about the fuse round combinations, the different charges, all that sort of stuff. But then, the further into the school you get, they'll have you what am I thinking? Go outside and actually work on the howitzers to do like little, not field ops per se, but little miniature field outings where you go out and you place the gun. You get to shoot it a few times. So I mean, it's good stuff when it comes to that, and you get to get out and actually get your hands on the gun and get to work it a bit, which is good because you're going to be spending a lot of time working on those things. So yeah. Let's see. My first day in the fleet was fucking. You feel like somebody just tossed you into a fucking tank full of sharks. When we walked by, the first day there, we got there in the middle of the night. And so we checked in with the battalion duty, and then he found us some rooms, and we stayed the night, fell asleep. And the next morning we got up, and we got dressed, and one of the new duty officer came on, and he brought us down to the battalion office because we didn't know what unit we were going to, what battery. And as we're going, and the battery that we were going to, they knew that we were coming, but we didn't know we were going to them. And as we walked by, all the NCOs started catcalling and fucking hollering and just saying all sorts of shit, like, oh, here comes fresh meat, and get ready to fucking hate your life, boots, and just all this shit. And so it was a little nerve-wracking. And then luckily we didn't have to deal with it much the first day. They ended up, one of the guys ended up taking us around to all the different places where you get signed in You got to check in with all the different departments for your battalion. Go to the armory, get your armory cards, go do your admin work, all that sort of stuff. So it was boring, but it went by quick. For us, for me at least, it went by quick. Who gets chewed out worse, officers or enlisted? You will never see an officer get chewed out unless they literally fucking kill somebody in front of you. Then I'm sure someone would. But if an officer fucks up, you may know that they fuck up, but you will never see them get yelled at as an enlisted guy. They just don't do that in front of you. They're not supposed to. That sort of thing stays behind closed doors. I would say, since I'm not an officer and I never really saw officers get chewed out, I would say enlisted get it worse. But I've known officers who fucked up, and they're generally just innocent mistakes. They just fucking, I don't know, they just messed up somehow, and then they get chewed out. And I know they get chewed out, but I really can't imagine it's any worse than how boot enlisted Marines get treated. Oh shit! I don't know why I'm so tired. All right, and the last question. What are your thoughts on the body armor the Marine Corps uses? I fucking hate them. What are they called? Fuck. I can't remember what they're called. But we wore the ones that the original flax that we had. I loved them. They were just the ones that Velcro up and down your chest, and from side to side, like you're opening some French doors or something, And those were glorious. They were light. They still provided side and front protection, and they were easy to get on and off. The new ones that we got, which I'm still blanking on the fucking name, are horrible. They're incredibly, incredibly heavy. They're probably a good 2-3 times heavier than the other flax we have. They do protect a bit more, but for me, it's not enough to warrant the weight and the inability to move. It's very difficult to be flexible and to be able to do basic stuff when you're in those. It's tough to climb through a window. It's tough to get over walls, and just all sorts of stuff, because it really does limit you. So I'm not a huge fan whatsoever. The plate carriers that they have, which are the fucking bare minimum, aren't bad. They really don't protect a whole ton, but I would probably in the end have to go with those, simply due to the fact that they are so light compared to the other ones, and you do have a lot more flexibility in them. But yeah, all right, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, hit me up. If I didn't answer your question exactly like you were wanting, or you were hoping I would talk about something else, let me know in the comments or on Facebook, and I'll get back to you. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Simplify.